Isaiah 66:17, King James Version. 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. Okay, now here's an article about swine's flesh and the mouse. Mouse and E. coli genetics injected into a Yorkshire pig embryo. 15 years ago, in a lab at the University of Guelph in Ontario, then home to some of Canada's most ardent supporters of the new science of genetic engineering, an idea was conceived. 5 years later, Wayne, a genetically modified GM pig, was born. Now the so-called EnviroPig could soon be approved for human consumption in Canada and possibly the US as well. As technology grows increasingly complex and our environment problems ever more serious, the proposed technological fixes from industry grow more ludicrous and dangerous. And so it is with the genetic engineering. The common disconnect between science and reality is represented perfectly by the ridiculous and yet threateningly real GM EnviroPig project. EnviroPig is the grotesque realization of early scientific aspirations and laboratory accidents. Born of scientific curiosity, hubris, and a complete misunderstanding of the real world, a GM pig with less phosphorus in its feces is being proposed as a solution to water pollution caused by runoff from factory farms. EnviroPig is the trademarked industry name for a pig that has been genetically engineered to excrete less phosphorus in its feces. It will produce the enzyme phytase in its salivary glands to enable more effective digestion of phytate, the form of phosphorus found in pig feed ingredients like corn and soybeans. Scientists inserted a transgene sequence that included an E. coli bacteria phytase gene and a mouse promoter gene sequence. I'm sorry, I read like a fifth grader, but pay attention. They're mixing mice and pig together, and they're doing this in Canada, and they want to pass it first in the United States, and then that way they can legalize it in Canada. If they can get it done in the United States first, it'll be easier for them to do in Canada. The point of this, though, is Isaiah 66:17. People need to pay attention to this. 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst. Now I want people to think about that one tree in the midst. When Jeremiah 10 discusses this one tree in the midst, how they'll deck the halls. He's talking about a Christmas tree. He's talking about Christianity, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination. The abomination is putting a man in the place of the Creator. HAYAH HAYAH, I am that I am. That's the abomination. And then it goes on to say, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. So, take it as you will, but that's talking about the geographical area of North America. And then they're going to distribute this swine around the world for environmental purposes. So, again, I didn't write the Bible. This is what it says. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, and the mouse, shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. HAYAH HAYAH. Have a nice day.